Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. I'm TastyRC, and today we got some more exciting Booster Set 4 gameplay for you, and I am playing Yellow Wargreymon. This deck is predicted to be best in the meta right now, but we got to see how things shake up with all the promos we got, about, I believe, like one for every color. So let's go ahead and start this duel. My opponent is playing green. He is playing HerculesKabuterimon structure deck green, like a powered up structure deck, which is really cool. And soon I'll have to make a video on how to power up your structure decks when you get those, like I did for the previous ones. But it is my turn. He sent me to 1 memory because of his Kabuterimon being able to Digivolve at 1. I did it back to him by Digivolving into a champion that's only 2 costs. He puts me at 2, and luckily I have an ultimate that costs 3 to Digivolve into, so I can put him back at 1. So I am doing a very good job at putting my opponent at 1 while still being able to build up my ideal stack here. Because we got that Wargreymon underneath Wargreymon to be able to play stuff out for free. Although at this time we don't have anything to play out with it. And then look at that, wow, the top deck on the Bushiagu, so that's great that we're able to do that. My opponent seems to have bricked and not seen their Mega, or maybe they just didn't want to move because they're scared of the Wargreymon, so they hard casted the blocker. Luckily, Wargreymon's effect to restand at minus 6,000 DP is enough to get rid of exactly any blocker, as long as they're not like above level 5. Because 6,000 is like the highest level 4 blocker, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and use its effect, restand, swing, restand again, and then use Wargreymon Inheritable, which lets me play a level 3 or yellow Digimon if I'm at 3 or less security for free. And that lets me play Bushiagumon, which has the Rush ability, which lets it attack the same turn it came out. So after doing all this, after creating all this security damage, all this advantage, I still have 4 memory on my turn because Wargreymon is such a busted Mega that can do so much. I don't have a champion in this hand right now, so to fix that, I'm going to grab the champion there, and I get to recovery because it's a yellow card, so that just helps me see my path there a bit more. And I believe this way I could Digivolve over the Bushiagumon and leave my opponent with only 2 memory, so that if he does try to go into a Mega to, try to get back into the game, he cannot, because he has only 2 memory, and trying to Digivolve into a Mega would pass turn here. Unfortunately, my opponent seems to be bricking, not seeing that Mega pretty hard because he hard casts another blocker. And again, as I said earlier, because of Wargreymon's effect, which does exactly minus 6,000 DP, he will not be able to do anything, will not be able to block, because he just gets destroyed by Wargreymon's effect, which lets you add 1 card of your security to your hand and then restand and do minus 6,000 DP to 1 Digimon of your choice. He reveals the Mimi, which is unfortunate if it went to his turn, but because if I restand to be able to swing twice for Wargreymon and having another body on board, that closes out the game. And that was quite the quick game, because that's what Wargreymon is capable of. If you keep destroying their stack or they can't climb fast enough, Wargreymon just runs away and starts snowballing a bit as you get more and more great stuff into your hand and get to combo with Wargreymon, get to destroy stuff with Wargreymon. My opponent went first this time, and they played Tentomon, and I go ahead and go second. Reveal Bushiagumon is our only rookie, which is unfortunate because you always want to hold on to it for the later game. Here I'm debating if I want to go for the 1-cost vanilla Digivolution champion, because then what is my follow-up? I am down to 2 memory, so my follow-up would have to be hard cast Patamon if I don't draw into an ultimate right now, putting him at 1 memory. But luckily, for the same cost of 3 that would be to hard cast Patamon, I could Digivolve into Wargreymon. I do top deck the ultimate, and that puts him at 1 memory. My opponent will swing with the Tentomon because Tentomon isn't too important. You already got a rookie in the security, or rather in his breeding area, so you can build this stack there, and this just gives him an extra security, chip away at my security, an extra swing. He did reveal the Salamon, so I do go ahead and trade. And there is some 1,000 DP Digimon and a lot of tamers, or 3 tamers in this deck, so it could have survived, but it would have been swung over next turn anyway, so not too big of a difference that his Tentomon didn't live, and I'm sure he wasn't expecting it, which is why he went for it. I have 2 Megas I could go into here, but the thing is I'm scared that he has that perfect stack in his breeding area, because he has the HerculesKabuterimon, or the Mega Kabuterimon, which could go into a HerculesKabuterimon. So I'm going to go ahead and play TK, choke him at 1, trying to beef up my hand. And now I do have a follow-up for when I go into Wargreymon. I have something to remove anything that survives Wargreymon's minus DP effects on board. He does bring out the Kabuterimon, the HerculesKabuterimon. It is in his his breeding area now, but he decides to not move. He's building up that stack to be safe there. I go ahead and Digivolve into Wargreymon and move it out, trying to be a bit more aggressive. Not exactly the best play. Green versus yellow is definitely a game of chicken, of who moves out their security, who moves out their breeding area first, their Mega. And so sometimes you want to definitely just wait, just be patient for your opponent to make the first move, then you blow them up next turn with all your DP minusing inheritables and stuff. You kind of just want to wait on that Wargreymon stack before moving out, because Wargreymon Digiburst is minus 4k, and then with Wargreymon's minus 6,000, that's 10k right there, and then the Inheritables will probably finish off whatever else is left. I've swung 2 times with Wargreymon, try to be a little bit aggressive and start making up for that deficit of security that I'm doing to myself, basically, with all the effects of Wargreymon. So he has that HerculesKabuterimon stack. I decided to go ahead and just swing twice, because that stack is in the breeding area. It's going to come out and it's going to beat over my Wargreymon. If I decided to not use the effect anyways, I am going to get arrested by his Digiburst effect. I'm going to get suspended by his Digiburst effect, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to get beat over anyways. I go ahead and Digivolve into, or rather, I play Blinding Ray to gain 2 extra memory so I can Digivolve into Chaosmon so that he can't beat over the Wargreymon, because he is at 12k DP naturally, that HerculesKabuterimon, but it doesn't have any inheritables other than the plus 1,000 from Budmon right now that increases his DP. And this Chaosmon is at 14,000 naturally, so he cannot swing over it. He cannot go into my security that way. He cannot discard 2 off of Mega Kabuterimon's inheritable. So as we saw, it kind of worked out by deterring that effect, because he goes ahead and stays in the raising area for an extra turn. But now he does have lethal on board because he has 2 bodies, and even if I could get a blocker out or something like that, because of Mega Kabuterimon's inheritable underneath HerculesKabuterimon, he is able to discard a security safely and before the actual security check of attacking. So that is 2 checks right there, and then Palmon makes 3, so even with a blocker, it wouldn't help too much here. So this is actually kind of looking like game at this point, I believe was what I was thinking as we were doing here. There's 3 memory, the best I could do is Digivolve in. I have no champ, well actually I do, Gatomon is a champion, I always forget that. But I wouldn't be able to dig anyways, because I wouldn't be able to hardcast anything, the blocker, because giving it too much memory. So this round was over. I just hardcasted the Lucemon, because if I dig for the, at that point if I had tried to dig for a blocker, I would have given him like 4 to 5 memory anyways, and that's already too much to give green, so it doesn't really matter here. It was basically a done deal, and I played too much into damaging my own security without enough recovery. So he does the combo I was just talking about now, where he he trashes the first check with Mega Kabuterimon's inheritable, and then he does a security check with HerculesKabuterimon, and that is 2 checks on 1 stack, and then Palmon is out, so it becomes a 3rd check. So we're going to go ahead and go straight into Game 3, tiebreaker for the final round. I start first, I Digivolve into Patamon for free, and luckily I do see the Vanilla Champion in our opening hand, so I Digivolve for 1, and that puts our opponent at 1, which you especially want to do with green, because of all the colors, green has a fantastic ability to make the most out of little memory you give them, because they have multiple 1-cost Digivolution champions, multiple 2-cost Digivolution ultimates that aren't vanillas, and then they got Hidden Potential Discover that reduces any Digivolution by 5. So you want to be as close to giving them at 1 as you can. As you saw in the first game, and as you see here, I am making sure that I could go into my stack, but still leaving them at only 1 memory, so they can't build up their stack as big and powerful as fast as mine. They swing with Goblimon and does survive because they revealed the Salamon, which is only 2k, while Goblimon is 3k because it's a nice vanilla rookie. I'm not too worried about it because I'm just going to Digiburst and destroy it. There's nothing else on the field, and I want to start going into Greymon, and because of Patamon in the stack, I can Digiburst the other sources and gain a memory off that, putting me at 4. A nice big advantage off of that right now. So that is destroyed, and I'll Digivolve into Wargreymon without passing turn. I'll draw. And I believe here I have the Wargreymon stack, so I unfortunately cannot play out a rookie for free. And I have some really great rookies in hand right now. If that was an Angewomon, there would have been a bunch of advantage. It would have been really good to play those out with Angewomon's inheritable, but I do not. I have Wargreymon right now, which is if you are 3 or less security, this Digimon gains plus 1,000 DP. So that is good, you know, to get the 12,000 DP so you don't run into something like Grand Kuwagamon if you're playing against Grand Kuwagamon OTK, so you don't run into that in security. It's now my opponent's turn. They're going to play Tentomon to search. I'm assuming they don't see their Megas. Yeah, they weren't seeing their ultimates that they needed. And wow, what a top deck. They get to see that Mega Kabuterimon, which is really great, as we've seen throughout this duel, for helping speed up the pace of green security checks. He does put me at 3, which is a really generous amount to give me, because I don't have a memory tamer right now, so he could be choking me at 1. But now he's been getting far behind because he wasn't seeing that ultimate. Tentomon helped him dig, so might as well go into it now. Here, I believe I am thinking the best course to do this. I'm trying to see. I swing at security. That is a security check. I do not activate its effect to restand because I am getting kind of low on security here. He has that stack in the raising area with HerculesKabuterimon, but what I didn't realize by doing that was that I am playing really hard into Nidhogg. So we've been playing, we play a couple of practice games and stuff throughout the week to practice the green matchup and all that, and I did not see the Nidhogg come out like ever, like maybe 1 or 2 games, so I don't prepare for it too often, unfortunately, which is something you always have to keep in mind against green. So by playing into, by not restanding, by choosing to, like, I don't want to get my security down to 2 when it's already pretty aggressive, I'm kind of playing into that Nidhogg to get wiped here. But I do have that blocker in the raising area now, and I draw into another blocker, so if I want to, I could hardcast that. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that anyways, because he starts at 3 because of Mimi. What's 1 extra memory, which is, you shouldn't be saying that against green. 1 extra memory is a lot. So I just, there's definitely some misplays there, and that's okay. You live and learn, and now I know it's not do that. You gotta always keep in mind of the possible Nidhogg coming out. With this, he puts me at 1 with that Nidhogg too, because he doesn't even have to HP-D it. It's 5 cost. So that puts me at 1 after a board wipe. That is so unfortunate, because it rests anything with 5,000 DP or less, and then everything rested gets sent to the bottom of the deck. And the new 1-cost blockers are only 5,000 DP, so they are sent to the bottom by Nidhogg, so this becomes an entire board clear for my opponent. They're in a very good spot right now, because I am stuck at 1 memory. All I can hope to do is Digivolve into an ultimate, and we do have a pretty good one here in Angelwomon. We have the Antilamon Vanilla, but it doesn't matter really because they have the Tamer out. So Angelwomon's the best play. It's when Digivolve effect, you also got to keep in mind, is very, very useful. It's when Digivolve effect lets you -2 security attack to any one Digimon on the field. And since I put that lets me go without passing turn now. So that puts me to 0, -2 security attack on the Nidhogg. Now I am no longer in lethal range. I wasn't before, even if I hadn't Sakoshu'd, but this lets me get a little more advantage out. I'll go ahead and do that. This way, that Nidhogg cannot check, even if it goes into Chaosmon, so only 2 checks, and I'm at 0 security. I still have an opportunity to come back. I'm not too worried, and I do have the, hoping the Salamon stays on field to be able to swing next turn and recover in case I need to go, but the thing here is we either board wipe next turn with Wargreymon, or we try to win that very turn, and otherwise there's not much coming out alive from that. He swings with the Tentomon. Tentomon amazingly leaves because, like I said, amazingly lives because, as I said, there is quite a few 1-cost rookies in this build. I think, like, I want to say 7 between the Salamon and the Patamon. Maybe there's more. I'm not remembering. But they swing into that security stack. They are thinking about their next move. They go ahead and download. They download that stack itself, which is Digizorb in English. So they Digizorb their own stack to Digivolve for free. They are at 3 memory. Yep, and as I said, the Nidhogg comes down. He's just putting it there because he's going to discard all those sources anyways. So yeah, there goes the burst. So here I got confused, and I thought, for whatever reason, I just thought everything was a board clear because it's like, I'm so used to Nidhogg coming down and just clearing my board, but no, the Angelwomon is 6,000 DP, so no, it does not get sent to the bottom of the deck by Nidhogg, so I got a little too excited, maybe a little too upset would be the more, the more appropriate language there. So that's cool that it didn't get set down because I do still have that stack to be able to go into Wargreymon, and we have a really good hand here because what we do, we can't. He tried to get rid of that field and then still put me at 2, so I can't go into my Mega. But let's look at the hand here. We got that Blinding Ray, which is just used. We got Wargreymon, and we got Lucemon. Lucemon on play lets you recover. Angelwomon's Inheritable lets you play a level 3, which Lucemon is for free. And because of the new rulings, which are now in effect, Wargreymon can play out the Lucemon first through Angelwomon's Inheritable, then do its restand effect to grab a security and restand a -6,000 DP something. So I actually got to pull off the hype anime moments in a real duel, and that was pretty cool. So here at this point, I'm just thinking if there's a way to win right now, and I don't have the Bushi Agumon in hand, unfortunately, but we'll keep that in mind. It'll come up. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna play out the Lucemon. I'm gonna play out the Lucemon that recovers 1. And then here, okay, so here it got weird. I noticed there was a misplay here. This video is edited down, and I thought I was thinking do I swing into security or do I swing into the board? And if I do, what is the best way to clear board here? So I ended up going with swinging into the Tentomon minus 6,000 DP on the Nidhogg to restand and swing into it and then clear board. But I was debating, do I swing into security or just pop the Tento and stuff like that, because it takes me forever to see that I got a good position of lethal on board. So there's some confusion, and we both got confused, and I guess he did the security check anyways, which wasn't supposed to happen, because what I did was swing into Tento minus 6k on the Nidhogg, swing into Nidhogg on the second, and then go into Chaosmon, clearing his board. So he should not have done that security check. We realized this after, or I realized this after editing the video. I brought it up to him. I was like, oh man. But as we see with this next top deck, it doesn't really matter too much, because he does not have a rookie currently. We're going to see that he plays out a card because he is bricking right now. He's just going to go straight into hard casting some blockers to try and hope to get another turnout. And but we're going to see that because of the top deck here, yes, because of the top deck, I do see that Bushi Agumon that I needed. I get to play it out for free. The swing, play it for free with Antiwomon's Inheritable. It has Rush, and I could swing for game that turn. So even if he had the extra security, that's still enough checks to put him to 0, and then next turn go ahead and win. Since he had bricked and didn't have too much of a comeback, the game was kind of sealed then and there, because it still would have been a board wipe regardless, and it's kind of hard to come back from that. So that was unfortunate, but I guess it wouldn't be a Tasty RC duel without some weird misplay that we don't catch, because I'm too busy thinking at 1,000 miles per second with so many different options and stuff. But yeah, not the hugest, not in greatest. It was a really good duel, really good back and forth duel, and I hope you guys learned a lot about how to play yellow and how it goes. I think there's definitely going to be some tweaks I make to this list as we go forward, because I feel like the 2-cost rookies are really good to be able to go then into your Pidomon after playing them. So yeah, let me know how you guys are playing yellow and if you're liking the builds or not. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what other colors you want to see duel each other next. And until the next video, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.